Welcome back to our Celebrity Sweets. I'm Ethan, and on this channel, we've been doing a lot of summer songs. Now, I've been calling this series Summer Throwbacks. However, I kind of put in some new songs in there just because why not? But today's treat is definitely a throwback. We're going to be making a treat themed towards Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani. You know, because there ain't no Hollaback Girl. And I want to make, what do you call those things? A boombox. Yeah, they're not that popular now. Like, you used to carry them on your shoulder and be cool. I don't know where all the boom boxes went. However, I want to make one out of cake. And the cake is obviously going to be a banana cake because, thank you Gwen Stefani for teaching me how to spell bananas. Because that plays in my head every time I write the word. Because I'll just keep going. I mean, B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-N-A. It just doesn't stop. But B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Bananas. And the ingredients for this recipe are all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla extract, baking powder, salt, and one B-A-N-A-N-A. The first thing we want to do to create this banana cake is to start mashing our banana. I've just got one banana here, or B-A-N-A-N-A-S. I'm going to break our banana into our bowl and use a fork and just mash it up. I set our dry ingredient, wait, they're not dry ingredients, they're bananas. To a small bowl, I'll add in our flour, baking soda, and salt. Few times I've been around that track. Not just gonna happen like that. Next, we can begin to work with our wet ingredients. I'm gonna be adding in our butter and sugar and mixing this up for about 1 minute until it is light and fluffy. Well, once we've got butter and sugar mixed, we can start cracking in our eggs. Cool. Finish off your wet ingredients by adding in your vanilla extract and mix it up one more time. Few times I've been around. This now more than a few times. A lot of times I've been around this bowl, so there ain't just gonna happen like that. Before we add in our dry, we can add in our bananas. Like, what are you waiting for? I'm gonna add all our banana into our cake mix and beat it up. It smells like bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. That's just... Alright, let's start adding in our dry ingredients because you can't have a cake without your flour. That's like Gwen Stefani without, like, Shelton? Is it like that? I don't know if it's like that. I'm gonna add half of our dry into our wet, mix it up, add in all of our milk, mix it up, and add in the last half of your dry and remix. I'm gonna bake this cake in 4 of these little small pans here. They all came in a set and I thought it'd be perfect for a little boom box if we stack them on top of each other. I've lined each of them with parchment paper just to make sure that the cakes come out. And I'm just gonna start scooping in some batter. I've just got a 1/3 cup here. You can use whatever measurement. I'm just gonna try to get an even amount of batter into all these pans. I filled our cake pans with batter. I actually found that it was about a cup of batter fit evenly into these 4 pans. There's one more thing that I like to do though, and that's taking a small offset spatula and just spraying this across the top of the cake to get a nice, smooth, even layer. I also really want to make sure that we get all the sides so that we have a nice rectangle cake. Our cakes are smoothed out, and before we put them into the oven, there's one more thing I want to do. I just want to get a nice sugary, caramely top onto these cakes. And to do that, I went ahead and mixed up some cinnamon sugar, equal parts cinnamon and sugar. I just love the smell of this. And I'm just gonna start sprinkling it over the top of our cakes. Now we can pop these cakes into the oven. I'm gonna place them in there at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Just checking with a toothpick to see when they're done. I've taken our cakes out of the oven and gave them plenty of time to cool down. I'm going to start working with one cake at a time, then we'll stack it up and layer it. Beginning with this cake here, I placed it cinnamon side down. We're going to place all these cinnamon side down. And to frost and fill these, I've got some chocolate buttercream because bananas and chocolate just go together so well, and more fresh bananas. I'm going to start by taking our chocolate buttercream and frosting the top and sides of this cake. Once I've done that, I'll start placing bananas in between the layers, spreading another thin layer of buttercream on top of that, and then I'll get to stacking, repeating the same process of frosting the outside and the inside, stacking with bananas, and placing it with another cake. We're gonna begin our crumb coat, which is like a smooth layer of frosting around the entire cake. If you can also tell, there's gonna be some gaps from the bananas, and I'll go back and fill that in so we have a smooth rectangle shape. Our crumb coat on our cake has chilled in the fridge, and now we can work on our final coat. This will be the nice pretty layer on the outside. Taking more of our chocolate buttercream, I'm going to use my offset spatulas and bench scrapers to get a nice thicker layer around the entire cake. Once I'm done again, I'll pop this into the fridge. The final coat of frosting on our cake has set, and now we can start to decorate this with our fondant. Right here I rolled out a bunch of light gray fondant. This is going to be the base color for our boombox. I'm going to quickly and carefully drape this fondant over our cake. I'll then quickly begin smoothing it out and trimming down any excess around the sides. You can use your hands or fondant tools to help you do this, and I prefer a knife when slicing the edges. I'm gonna keep my sleeves rolled up because we have this basically like gray, it's like a brick of cake. But this ain't no Hollaback cake, so we need to add some details to this to get it to that boom box. I went ahead earlier and actually made some details. One of the shapes I made, actually, I made it twice, but I just took a bunch of different colors of fondant and a few different circle cookie cutters to give us that like speaker look, to like blare the music. And to kind of fit with the times, I made a little, what do you call it? A cassette, that's really bad. A cassette player, kind of, or like cassette insert kind of thing. And then I'll put these two on top. To attach this, I'm gonna start with our cassette insert or cassette tape, I don't really know, yikes. And I'm gonna brush a little bit of clear piping gel on the back. Then I'll stick it in the center of our cake. Once that is set in the middle, I'll go back and add on our speakers to both sides of it. The boombox I was using for reference had some like black lines above and below the cassette player, so of course I made those out of fondant as well, just cut some thin strips. I'll attach this onto our cake with piping gel as well, above and below our player. Our cake is starting to look more like a boombox, and again on this reference picture that I saw, they kind of had like these knobs on the top. I'm guessing it's to like turn the bass up or to turn the bass down. To make these knobs, I rolled out some dark gray fondant pretty thick and took my smallest circle cookie cutter and cut out a bunch of circles. I'm just going to take our knobs, brush on a little bit more clear piping gel, and attach them to the top of our cake. I think I'm going to go for 3 on one side and 2 on the other. Now, a boombox is really not a boombox without the handle. However, before we add that, I want to do one more thing, and that's that I want to give this a little bit of shine. And to do that, I'm going to use my airbrush. I've got some metallic airbrush paint here. Start spraying on some of that metallic paint. I'll do this around the entire cake and even on some of our details as well. I'm happy with the way our boombox is turning out. The last thing I want to add on is our handle. To make this handle, I started with a big straw. To that straw, I poked 2 holes that lollipop sticks would fit into. To that big straw, I piped on some clear piping gel, and then I began to wrap a thin band of dark gray fondant around it. Making sure the seam is at the bottom, I rolled that between my hands and then set it aside. For the bottom part of the handle, which will attach the handle itself to the boombox, I basically did a similar step. However, this time I took our lollipop sticks, covered those in clear piping gel, and wrapped a really thin strip of black fondant onto them. I allowed both of these to chill in the refrigerator to kind of set up and harden. I've got our handle here, and now I want to stick this into our cake right in the center. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bring the treat back. That's right. Look at this amazing boombox cake that we made today, inspired by Gwen Stefani's Ain't No Hollaback Girl. The song's actually just called Hollaback Girl. But Ain't No Hollaback Girl is part of the song. We made a B-A-N-A-N-A cake, and then layered that with more B-A-N-A-N-A's, buttercream frosting, covered it in fondant and decorated it to look like a boombox. This is a really creative cake because you can do whatever you'd like with the outside. You don't have to make it gray. I just thought that would kind of be like, kind of classic, you know? Also, don't forget to share this video and subscribe. And until next time, save a life and make it sweet. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button down below. And while you're at it, subscribe. You can do that by clicking this cute little brownie right here. If you're looking for more content, up here's my latest video, and down here's another summer throwback. That's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.